Jaron Ennis says he deserves a shot at the winner of Errol Spence Terence Crawford. Next, is he capping or is this full facts? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, the big homie, Jaron Boots Ennis, recently put out some information, and he spoke about the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. fight. And he said that he feels like he should have a shot at the winner. I just wanted to get my deuce and break down what the big homie had to say for anybody listening.
How the hell Errol Spence keep breaking these men? These grown-ass men.
Alright, y'all. So, does Boots deserve a shot at the winner of this fight? Well, if you ask me, I would say most definitely. But there are some big problems standing in the way for Jaron Boots Ennis when it comes to getting a shot at either Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. Number one would be, are both of these guys going to leave the division after the fight?
Silent.
Now, there's a very, very slim shot that Jaron might get a chance to fight one of these guys if they decide to stick around welterweight after the fight. Now, here's the problem.
People thought I was going to move up. Just like I told him when we encountered each other in Oklahoma. Said, I'm going to get these belts on my side, and I'm going to come take yours. And, this is where we at now, and I stood on that.
Even if one of those guys or both of those guys decide to stick around, let's just say they stick around because one loss, one activates the rematch clause. That means Jaron Ennis has 6 more months to try to secure himself a shot at one of those guys, because they already said that if the rematch clause is activated, they have up until August the 30th to make the fight. So the fight would most likely happen sometime in September or October, and Jaron Ennis would have 6 more months to convince one of those guys to, hey, I'm still around, I'm still here, please give me a shot. Now, here's the thing, Jaron Ennis, even if both of those guys stick around for 6 more months and they do the rematch, do they decide to stay after the rematch? That's the thing, because let's just say, okay, they do the rematch and one guy decides, hey, I'm leaving, I'm going to 154 or 160 or wherever. It would be a hard decision at that point. Let's say both of them decided to leave. One goes to 160 for the Canelo fight, one goes to 154 to try to fight Charlo. It would then be a decision for Jaron Ennis to have to make. Is it all about, fighting Terence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr., or is it more about the titles and becoming undisputed?
Put your money where your mouth is. You dragging it. Put your money where your mouth is. I got 5. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, man, let's go.
Are you having a problem, Jaron Ennis, are you having a problem making 147? Is that your reasoning why? Because he has already said in the past that he would be willing to follow either one of those guys wherever they may go, whether it's 154, 160, or beyond. Is Boots having a problem as well making the 147-pound limit? Because you guys remember back now, Boots, I think, either has a fight coming up or has a fight that just passed. But his previous fight was Curran, and a lot of people felt like he didn't have a good showing versus Curran. He had to chase him around the ring. He didn't knock him out. He just didn't look good as a welterweight in that fight. Now, he still dominated the fight, if you ask me. But a lot of people felt like it wasn't the performance they thought he was going to put on.
So why don't you get on your knees?
So there could be a question mark of whether Boots can continue to make the 147-pound limit. And then it becomes a question mark once again, like I just said, that are you in it for the titles or are you in it to fight Errol Spence and Terence Crawford? Because having one of those names or both of those names would really boost your resume. You would go from making, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, maybe $1 million per fight to making somewhere around $2 to $3 million to fight one of those guys. Maybe a little bit more.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Somebody give me a hell yeah!
Now, you can stick around and you can try to fight Josh Taylor. He's about to move up. There's always Virgil Ortiz out there. Maybe Keith Thurman, whether he decides to come back to 147 or not. There's always an Odainius Ugaz fight. Now, here's an interesting thing about those two guys. They are in talks to have a title shot for an interim 147-pound title shot in August, somewhere around August. That's where they're discussing it for. Now, it's not official yet, but both of those guys are definitely in discussions to make that fight for August. So, I'm really not sure how do those interim titles work. Do those make you immediately next up to fight the winner of Errol Spence Terence Crawford? Is it for a specific title? So let's just say they fought for the WBA interim title or the WBC interim title. Does that make them next up automatically to fight whoever wins this fight? Because if you guys remember, Jaron Ennis already won a IBF interim title, and he was already number one next up for the IBF shot, and he got passed over for Keith Thurman, and he got passed over for Terence Crawford, and that Terence Crawford fight became official. So, Boots has a lot of things in play. Me personally, if I was Boots, I would just stick around 147 as long as you can make the weight it out, because if one of those guys decide to drop the titles, you'll most likely get automatically elevated to the 147-pound IBF champion. You won't most likely have to fight anybody or go through any tournament to do that, because once again, he's already the interim champion. So that should, I'm not definitely 100% sure about that, have to look into it a little bit more, but that should automatically make him the champion if someone relinquishes the title, or automatically next up, because the IBF hasn't been defended in the longest time. If y'all remember, it's the IBF title that he got first from Kell Brook.
I don't like it, because it put a strain on me and my friend relationship. Me and my homeboy George been cool, ain't never had an argument. But this fight, it built up number motherfucking tension that I didn't like. Cool, I ain't say nothing. After the fight, I'm blowing George motherfucking phone up behind that $75 me here in the baby. But now he gonna answer now. He wanna sing a text. Hey, home, fuck you in that black motherfucker. Hold on, George. You ain't finna make this no black and Mexican thing, because I love my essays. Now, I told you before the fight, I told you we're gonna come down to who's the best boxer, and you didn't listen. He gets ass in the liver, Megan Quiver. Trash.
So, he'll more than likely be next up for whoever wins if they decide to stick around, or he'll automatically be elevated to the champion if one of those guys, whoever wins, decides to drop the title. Now he could stick around even if he doesn't automatically become the champion or get to fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford at 147. He could still stick around 147 and have a good payday to try to fight Josh Taylor, who's about to move up, or once again Keith Thurman, Ugaz. Those would come with nice paychecks. Virgil Ortiz most likely wouldn't have a huge paycheck attached to it, but it would be a fan favorite fight. Now, once again, Boots is a bigger welterweight, and he said already, I'm willing to fight these guys wherever they go. If they move to 154, I'll follow them to 154 if they give me a shot. If they move to 160, I'll follow them to 160 if they give me a shot. Now, it's all going to depend on Boots and what's his ultimate goal. Is your ultimate goal to become undisputed, or is your ultimate goal just to have one of those names or both of those names on your resume? Because it would boost your resume up and give you a better name in the sport of boxing.
But you got some feet on your shoes.
Y'all hit that like button for me. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Is Boots capping, or is he telling full facts? Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms. That Facebook, that Instagram, that YouTube, that Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, feature a product or your channel on my channel, then hit my Gmail. It is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are mine.
Keep a kangaroo strapped up, dog. It ain't nothing. Keep gang of hoes lined up, ready to bring something. I'm a player in my own right. Blower, I tote that. Copper elbow just to roll it up and smoke that. Cause you ain't heard about me. What? Yeah, it's Katie in the club 50D with an entourage of killers. Yeah, we tote tax and we stretching niggas out. They call us Bowflex. Got them hiding and ducking, chain tucking. I'm a wild motherfucker. Grip the grain, then I peel out. Motherfucker, got the city on lock. I'm a king, and breaking all kind of laws. Cause the police on our team. I got a shop I built up that make money every day. I'm a rap star, a ball like I'm in the NBA. With a cold ass flow and a suave ass swag. With a cocky attitude and keep a broad ass bag. Come on.
Niggas on my team, man, my niggas is me. I got some bitches on my team, man, my bitches is cool. I got some niggas on the block, they ain't scared of life. I got some niggas in the hood, let me know what's good.
Big rim, big blocks, big Chevy, big blade, big beats, big E, big money, big play, big diamonds, big wheels, big rings, big shine, big chains, big gold, big flows, big time.
Yeah. Take a hit of the weed and contemplate how I'm about to make the whole city congregate. Where I'm from, constant hate is commonplace. See the look upon my face, my ganja's great. KD told me that he was down south and he heard about keys through word of mouth. Now that's the type of shit to let you know I'm on the grind. A lot of niggas like I bet he blow, it's about time. Be patient, I took a vacation and came back with something for the ones that was hating. You still see me blowed at the radio station, but if they don't play it, dog, ain't no complaining shit. I'm still knocking them, ain't no way you're stopping them. Chicks like cars, you with keys, you can hop in them. And you a true bitch, I stay off the brandy like you rich, trying to get a few chicks.
I got some niggas on my team, and my niggas is me. I got some bitches on my team, and my bitches is me. I got some niggas on the block, they ain't scared of life. I got some niggas in the hood, let me know what's good.